Ladies and gentlemen, denizens of the internet, I welcome you back to the Deplorable Batcave, your one-stop shop for bullshit, insanity, and madness. There is no going back. Introducing my panelists from my left and my right, we have Ice and Fire,
Everything is pain and glory. We have reached the other side for the best and worst timeline, folks.
Blippity Blop,
Tally-ho.
see, well,
A quick warning to our audience: we will be getting into some deep shit this evening, so either put on a diaper and hold on, Bucko, or tune out now.
Get yourself sorted.
Sort yourself out.
and we have Gimpy in the peanut gallery, but then again, he just lives there. He's a resident hobo. And
What
Beggar
we
Hero.
at now?
Yeah, salve everybody.
All right, so folks, I don't even know where to fucking start. This is some bullshit. I guess we'll jump right into it. The UK done goofed.
Which done goof? We've got like 3 or 4 of them.
We're gonna
You know
go.
what they say about the UK? It takes your breath away.
We're gonna go with the one with the more terminal implications. We're gonna talk about Alfie Evans.
I think it's time to 1812 the UK and actually do it right this time. Ison, are you with me?
UK territory with no voting rights when? No, but in all seriousness, this is actually entirely fucked up. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, I have wanted to punch several holes in my wall throughout the course of the past, 2 or 3 days learning about this. It's just terrifying.
Blip, a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think your country needs Jesus?
The sun never sets on how fucked up it gets.
Yes or no, Blip? Do they need Jesus right about now?
I just answered your question.
Well, don't you know they have the Church of England already, so they already got Jesus.
No. It's precisely because of the Church of England how much they need him.
The Church of England is just the papacy without the balls to follow through.
If the Church of England declares a crusade on the Middle East, then it's got balls. If it doesn't, it can stay the joke that it is.
Well, what you think that's bad? There's a Church of Scotland.
Well,
Can we
But
install
anyway.
Count Dankula as the Pope of that? Because that'd just be hilarious. All of the Nazi popes.
Okay. No, we'll
Okay.
get into that later. But first, Alfie Evans.
don't cross streams.
Yeah. Okay. Back to seriousness.
We do not need total protonic reversal.
Yeah. So yeah, Alfie Evans. For the one person out there that doesn't know, he's a 2-year-old that has a terminal condition that there is a potential experimental treatment in Italy. The Italian government is so behind this treatment that they have granted this child Italian citizenship. There is currently sitting at I don't know if it's an airport or a private airport in England, a private plane with medical staff ready to transport this child from England to Italy. One way, no stops. And England says, in the best interest of the child, we turned off his life support. And have stationed police outside of the building.
I'm sorry to say, I think this is a situation that completely validates attacking police officers.
I mean, all I'm gonna say is that if they put this much effort into defending the rest of their fucking citizenry as they did defending the right to put down a baby, perhaps the UK wouldn't have such a rape problem.
Yeah. I don't think there would be...
And then they'd have less babies to murder.
True.
I said it in a previous podcast. This has gone beyond Orwellian, because at least Orwellian politics serve the government. Who does this serve?
The government. It reinforces their power.
Yeah, and as was just brought up by Ison, if the government is there to protect pedo gangs, then the police have to enforce that.
I mean, Blip, I know that probably a good chunk of your police force are soulless, spineless cowards that do whatever they're told. But
Yeah, the Brits.
please tell me there are some cops that are so disgusted with this that they might try to actually fight this.
They'll just do their jobs. I don't think the man on the beat has much of a say. He's only being paid X amount, or she's only being paid X amount. It's the higher ups. It's the corporate management, as it were.
Blip, doesn't the UK have kind of a history of taking the leaders and cutting off their heads when they really fuck up?
On very rare occasions.
Yeah, that's mostly France.
That last happened a very, very long time ago.
Yeah, I know you did something pretty serious to get the Magna Carta in place.
That didn't involve head cutting.
I think someone still got killed.
What you're referring to.
Head cut. They say, okay, here's some writings to change everything.
End of the English Civil War.
Yeah.
So no, as Eisen correctly pointed out, that's more of a French thing.
Yeah.
In truth, the issue is that, the UK just apparently wants to keep fucking itself. If it's not engaging in censorship, it's engaging in murdering kids.
So,
on the note of censorship...
No, we're not done yet.
Nope.
Come on, it's a sad topic, guys.
Yeah, I have a theory as to why this is all taking place. I mean, it's not that hard to end up at, and that's the climate is changing, and they want to come down heavily on this, as in the powers that be, and any kind of public outcry that's against the narrative is a major threat.
That's actually part of the thing we haven't gone into yet. The fact that that the police have officially decreed that they're monitoring, deleting, and arresting people that talk about this online.
Mm-hmm. So that precedent has already been set, and unfortunately, we're getting into the point where I think we're going to have to cross streams. I know that's something that should never be invoked, but there is no two ways about it. If you're censoring, even covering this, which as far as I know does not involve toppling the government, that's a very sad state of affairs, because we've been here before. One child has already died because of this nonsense.
Charlie Gardner.
Yeah. So
if the courts released him to his parents' care earlier on, there was a chance, albeit slim, that he could have survived. And okay, the kid was already terminally ill. Yes, there is some suffering involved, but if the treatment doesn't work, and the parents have exhausted their last bit of hope, parents like that would not in vain try to keep their child alive and in pain. They were doing everything they can to try and save him.
Exactly. Here's the thing: you have a situation where the child is guaranteed to die, and a situation where there's a possibility of saving the child's life.
Yeah, and also even if the experimental treatment doesn't save the child's life, pragmatically think of the valuable research that can be got that could save other lives in the future. So
I don't think the parents are thinking on that line.
I'm thinking along the lines of somebody outside of the family. Someone who is going...
Socialized medicine, giving a shit about research and development? That's the crazy capitalist America's jobs.
Yeah, the thing is that things like expense are taken into account. But I don't... I think that the main gist of it is that the government doesn't want to be beholden to public outcry. So for instance, with the rape gangs and the like, that stuff is still going on in major cities. But by drawing the focus onto places like Wrotham and Telford, two towns that nobody gives a shit about, well, there we've covered it. That's our obligation done.
But
you don't have to talk about it. If you talk about it,
Blip, I've got a bit of a theory.
You don't have a license for that.
I have a theory as to what's going on in Britain, why they're cracking down so hard on small things. They know they can't go after the certain big things like the rape gangs because it fucks with their narrative. So instead, they're trying to crush any potential opposition before it forms in a desperate attempt to keep control. I think Admiral Tarkin, well, Leia said it best to Admiral Tarkin. The tighter you grip, the more the systems will slip through your fingers.
I know, but ironically, it was Tarkin who came up with the Tarkin Doctrine.
Which backfired fucking hardcore.
It's not ironic, it's a rule through fear of force rather than force itself.
Yeah. And it doesn't work in the long run. You'll get a couple of short-term gains, but it only drives people more radical and more underground.
No, I agree.
Well, we're just
I don't think the government policy is going to shift on this one anytime soon. I think they're going to double down on it.
We're waiting for the British populace to find the same amount of balls the French populace actually had and revolt against their government. Bob, how's it feel?
That didn't end too well, but
is other countries.
Yeah, America kind of absorbed all the freedom lovers in the world.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's kind of how it went.
Yeah, we need dragon energy, guys.
Dragon energy.
That's we're doing that later.
Yeah. We gotta move on to the next.
Gotta save the best for last.
Speaking of saving the best for last, so apparently posting rap lyrics on Instagram is a crime in Britain.
You got a license for those rap lyrics?
All right. Blip, do me a favor. Say Gucci Gang right now. Just say it.
Gucci Gang.
Okay, guys, he's getting arrested. Woo!
Gucci Gang. Dyson, the very fact we're having this hangout is sufficient grounds, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Thank God that you don't have your real name out here, do you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ison, remember, the UK police said anybody talking about the previous topic is subject to arrest. He just talked about the previous topic. He committed a thought crime.
Mm-hmm. This is being uploaded, Dyson. With love.
I'm proud of you, Blip. You're a strong man.
Okay, I want to say something on this. It's interesting to note that the lyrics in question, any news site, supposedly reputable news site, refused to actually post the lyrics in question. So, speaking with regards to the thought crime, they're so shit scared of action being taken against them that they're perpetuating that fear.
I love the quote.
Thinking emoji right now. Gimpy's doing the thinking emoji.
I love the quote from the hate speech officer, who was basically the only quote unquote victim in this crime. She demanded the courts purge that word from the records and it not be allowed to be said in court.
I think you'll find that the only victim in this crime is the British taxpayer.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, speaking of victims...
I don't know, the girl that was dragged in front of court for a fucking Instagram post seems like a bit of a victim to me.
That too.
Yep.
Well, she is presumably a British taxpayer.
Yep.
I think she was in school, so I don't think she paid taxes.
Wasn't she 19?
Yeah, I think she's like young because like it had the court case being like she had to do curfew, which is weird enough for me.
No, that may be just down to the sentencing itself.
Yeah, curfew is basically a form of house arrest. Bigfoot, your camera is potentially active. You better kill that quick.
Yeah, I am. I have my thumb on it.
Okay, good.
But
and that's when we have editing.
There's nothing to be seen. There is a thumb I know. That is vaguely pinkish.
But
it's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard.
But
it's pretty dark anyway.
The thing is, the lyrics in question weren't even for a rap song. Those were mild and milk toasted best.
Are they? I
the thing. What is the next
them.
stage? Every single rap album has to. Well, not every, but. Many rap albums are going to have to be scrapped or edited or... I mean, fuck's sake, you got a Snoop Dogg collection. You know, that's tantamount to holding on to God knows... ISIS material or something.
Oi, you got voices for that rap album?
let's face it, you can have ISIS material and they'll let you pass.
You're
You
more
got a
likely
license for
to
that
get
Snoop Dogg
arrested in
album?
the streets of London carrying a flag of Snoop Dogg and Eminem sitting together in a room than you are to get arrested with the ISIS flag. Let's keep that in mind.
I think that's the table of brotherhood.
Like I just Google search like the lyrics to it, and it's just like, I mean, it
It's
got N word
generic-
all around. So I'm trying to
It's
figure out which
generic
part she's in.
modern gangsta rap.
One of my old buddies from high school literally just sent me a Louder with Crowder thing, and that's an article. I just like to take a second to note how amazing that is that this is becoming a thing in my life.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, okay, give me a second. Okay, apparently it was from a song called "I'm Trippin'." It's like whatever. I'm trying to find the actual lyrics.
I'm just gonna post it in the link chat then.
Like I said, it's about most sites are not going to post that.
Yeah. Well, also, something else that is very interesting is that her profile was a private profile. She posted this in her bio, which means somebody that she knows at least enough to add on Instagram was a rat.
But here's the thing: it was like. But either way, the lyrics in question were like completely random off. I mean, personally, I think she's guilty of. The only thing she's guilty of is bad judgment, because this is supposedly tribute to a 13-year-old boy who died in a goddamn car accident.
Apparently, gangster rap is part of the culture where she's from, where this boy got killed. So,
but I'm just. But
yeah, poor taste, but maybe not for the area.
Well, the thing is, you even take into consideration the lyrics in question. It's like, oh, this is tribute to him. I think involved like I believe what the second part of the lyrics was "stab a nigga."
Mm-hmm.
It's a basic snitch killing song.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So,
from what I understand,
this
guys,
is a snitch killing song.
The woman in question, the girl in question, is of Caucasian persuasion.
Yes.
What if she had been black?
Never would have been heard of ever. The courts would never fuck with it. The courts would have only arrested her if she was black and showing mild disagreement of Islam.
Mild Kanyatitis. Sorry, what were you saying, Bigfoot?
I was going to bring up the whole black chick who was getting all uppity about Islam that the British government wasn't having earlier.
Yeah, that's what Simo was referencing, is it not?
Actually,
Yeah,
I didn't know I was referencing something. Go on.
Wow, that's fucking cool. All right. You know what? Take the stage. Talk about it.
There's so much shit coming out of the UK. Let's face it, we can't keep up anymore.
Yeah, no, we can't.
You gotta be careful.
There aren't enough adult
guys,
diapers in the world to keep that shit contained.
Take the stage. Go ahead. Tell everyone. Bigfoot.
What? Oh.
Yeah.
I forget the exact context, but there was she posted something that was negative about Islam on social media, and then she got called in by the police or something.
Well, what happened is that she got threats of violence against her, so she reported it to the local police.
Okay, I do know about that.
Yeah,
and so what
happened?
Happened? So for those of you at home who don't know, so what happened next is that what she did is she went to the police station, tell them, and what they said basically amounted to, and she got this on Facebook Live, which is the only reason that it even came up as an issue to anyone, is that the police said, well, if you got a problem, then maybe you shouldn't be doing this, because if you're doing this stuff and expecting these things not to happen, there's something wrong with you. I mean, it's going to happen.
Which basically is one of two things. Either cops are super racist and think that Muslims are so brain dead that they can't stop themselves from giving death threats, or they think Islam is a superior belief system that should not ever be criticized.
And if they actually believe that second point, then every police officer in Britain should be fired.
Even the ones that are fighting it. Just all of them. A warning to the next generation of cops. Look, Blip, I think a way we can solve a lot of your problems, let's just send a bunch of American cops over to the UK and give them blanket authority.
I have a better solution.
They'll deal with this. Just give them a few
Sewell.
weeks.
Sure. God Emperor's coming in July.
Please tell me he's coming on the 4th, because he's coming on the 4th.
So
He's planning something.
I hope so too.
All right, so
How many levels? How many D's of chess have we gotten to with this one? What is he planning?
thing is, Seawall, he only needs one.
Oh.
I may need a blood transfusion that day because it's going to be a day-long boner.
But now, speaking of boners, Count Dankula, gentlemen.
So 2 years, hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars.
Pounds.
And his own.
Yeah, also his own. All for, drum roll please, $800.
Pounds.
Pounds.
Now, in fairness, Seawall, £800 to a
British
Scot
dollar it is.
Is the equivalent of giving up both kidneys.
Because everyone in that country is shit fucking poor because you have to pay half your money.
They're known for this stinginess.
The equivalent of £800 is 11.
I thought you were going to say because the Scottish have shot
Okay.
livers.
Let me put this more simply.
The Jews of the North.
How many times that fine did the courts pay in prosecuting this man?
Yes.
A lot.
Oh, most of Scotland's defence budget.
They have a defense budget? Oh wait,
Not anymore. Not anymore.
And all they've done is elevate Nazi Pug into just god tier meme category.
Oh, it gets better because immediately after that, when journalists try to accuse him of, so how does it feel to be a criminal? Oh God.
Context matters, mate.
You know, after that, after he got out of prison time, he went home and he fucked his girlfriend. We all know that happened. Because
He fucked her before.
Yes, but that's not relevant.
it totally is, because this dude's a fucking Chad. I just want to bring up the one. Did you guys see his tweet right before the sentencing, where his girlfriend's like, "I'm gonna in a couple days I might lose the man of my life," and then he responded with, "The house better be clean when I get home."
Ison, do you know what he was actually referring to?
What?
He was referring to the former communist commune he used to attend. I think he paid it a little visit. And if he didn't, he bloody well should have.
But yeah, one of the things that's making me laugh about all this is Count Dankula's statement of, I was totally prepared to go to jail, and I straight up told the courts to their fucking face, send me, you wankers.
He also dabbed in the middle of the courtroom.
Well, immediately after the sentence was read, yes, he turned around and dabbed.
And now he's taking how much more money out of the Scottish coffers to fight this in an appeal?
We'll see. He already took their defense budget, so I think he's going to go after their healthcare budget next.
No, not the healthcare budget.
But because he put up a GoFundMe page for £100,000 to fund his appeal. That was filled up in hours,
and it's still going.
And he's already informed everybody that any excess will be going to charity.
Yep.
However,
anybody have the link to that?
I'll find it.
I'm just curious what it is.
What, the charity in question, or his GoFundMe?
No, the amount that he has at the right now.
Last I checked, I had 133,000.
No, he's like close to 150,000 pounds.
Yeah, he's almost 50% over. By the end of this, he could have double, maybe even triple what he originally asked for.
But either way, so upon hearing about his GoFundMe page, blue check marks started swarming Twitter and tweeting at GoFundMe, hey, so this Nazi's trying to use your platform to fund his hate speech. Shut it down.
And I love the picture on that. Him with the pug, shit-eating grin. That is a proper Scot.
Yes.
Just got an update, by the way, from the current likelihood for who's ever going to win the Nobel Peace Prize for 2018. The current likely candidates is a tie between Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un for ending the Korean conflict.
Wait, seriously? Wait,
yeah.
Trump is actually being considered?
Those are the betting odds right now. And I don't know about you, but betting odds tends to tell you everything.
Yeah.
Well, that
Lucky
doesn't
guys,
mean that doesn't mean
I'm
anything
quitting
to the
the
commission.
hangout. I'm going to the betting shop.
Damn it! And I just went to Las Vegas.
Also, there are unconfirmed reports that the Nobel Peace Prize Committee is considering revising the rules to allow them to remove Nobel Peace Prizes, and they're planning on.
Okay,
and they're going to be giving them.
Guys, we're getting off topic again.
Yeah.
But he has been nominated. Donald Trump has officially been nominated.
That's that. Okay. While still off topic, I will just say this: that's more than I ever expected them to actually do.
Right?
But since we seem to be done with Britain for the moment, and everyone wants to talk about Donald Trump.
Hey, I'm not done with the Dankula thing, dude. I want to go tackle that Sky reporter, dude. That was fucking awesome.
Oh, that was just ownage on another level.
So, to put things into context, for those who may not be familiar, Dankula was warned that there's a particular Sky News reporter who likes to get people with gotcha moments.
Yep.
They've been memeing him in his Discord.
Okay, but people who are not familiar with him, so this guy jumped onto, metaphorically, of course, jumped onto Dank immediately after the sentencing.
Didn't he also trip his girlfriend down the almost?
No, his cameraman.
His
before they
cameraman
entered.
Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can't remember the exact questions he asked, and lines on how does it feel to be a criminal or something like that,
yep.
or do you have any comments on the sentencing? And he invoked the 6 million in with regard after Dank had pointed out that it was a joke, and Dank kept asking him, "Have you seen the video?" He said that he did. He told him that context matters, which was then countered by this report and saying, "Oh, you're a criminal. You've been sentenced."
What's funny about gassing the Jews?
Exactly. It's the gayest. So, but Dank's response was just bang,
mic drop,
absolute mic drop. So, well, you've just mentioned it. You're aware of what it is, and you've just said gas and Jews. So you've just committed a crime 2 seconds ago. And then he left him
to reference a future topic. To reference a topic later in the video, one could say Count Dankula was flowing with dragon energy.
Haggis flavored dragon energy. Yeah, but
the bagpipes were blowing that day.
Anybody who hasn't seen that particular video, to watch it as soon as you can.
Find it immediately. Watch it.
It is absolutely glorious.
Glorious reader. Glorious reader.
So speaking of dragon energy, here it is, guys. We've officially entered the what the fuck timeline. Kanye West has left the plantation.
We know the successor to the Trump presidency.
He's left his chains. He has taken up the moniker of Spartacus and is now leading his fellow slaves to the free world.
He not only left the plantation, he burned it down and fucked the plantation's owner's wife in front of the plantation owner.
As you do.
Also, check the Twitter link I just posted.
Checking.
Okay, let's take a look.
Okay, gentlemen, is it possible to OD on red pills?
It might.
I think Kanye may be on the verge of ODing. Just somebody make sure he does not end up in the same room as Alex Jones, and for the next 6 months.
Entire pill bottle.
But it gets better. Okay, so apparently a bunch of other rappers are saying, yeah, we're down with this.
Notably, Chance the Rapper said, "Black people don't have to be Democrats," which, as far as I'm concerned, that just makes it even better from him.
He followed it up. His follow-up to that tweet. The follow-up to that tweet was the next president will be independent, though. So,
guys, Spot, do you want to give context to the 4 people on the planet who might not be aware of the story?
So Kanye West, for the last year, because he did say some Trump stuff like a year ago or so, and was instantly rushed and committed.
Dude, he was saying that the media is lying to you.
He pulled the curtain back.
And then,
in front of normies. You do not pull the curtain in front of normies. That's a bad move.
So now that he's out of that commission, he basically went on full meltdown rampage.
No. This wasn't a meltdown. This was a rampage. A meltdown is him losing control. A rampage is him destroying everything that fucked with him.
I meant nuclear meltdown, not a psychotic meltdown.
Continue.
Directed nuclear meltdown. We'll go with that. It's been directed in a certain direction.
Okay, I mean, guys, we're at the point where even his wife, the infamous Kim Kardashian,
is coherent.
Yes, we are at that point.
What timeline are we in, gentlemen?
-32 Omicron over beta.
I believe that
is Alex Jones is Alex Jones still protecting this timeline with a Barrett M107A1? Just make sure that that's still in place.
I think somebody opened Steins Gate for us, so let's hope everything else goes well.
But
gents, it gets better. Cliff Maloney Jr., the acting big man in charge of Young Americans for Liberty, has invited Kanye to attend YALCON in the summer, which is a big event in which they have a bunch of different people. Like, you have Dave Rubin, they'll have Charlie Kirk, they'll have, like, name a name. Everyone but Ben Shapiro pretty much attended that one. And they invited Kanye, which is awesome.
So what triggered a massive social media psychotic meltdown was him posting a picture of himself in a MAGA hat, which, by the way, he has signed.
Well, him and Trump have been friends for years. Why is anyone surprised he has a signed MAGA hat?
Because he's black and therefore has to because he has to conform to the leftist ideology because he's black. That's why.
Because it was this MAGA hat specifically.
But so we got rappers coming out of the woodwork. We have his wife making sense. Everyone's losing their damn minds, and now we have people on social media demanding that his record company cut him, demanding that all sales of his album cease.
Yeah, he makes too much money for that. For the company and for himself.
And despite that, he's also currently still the top grossing moneymaker in all of the shoe industry.
Yep.
Because of Yeezys.
Yeah. And if let's say they cut him out and he went independent, he becomes competition. Independent competition. The thing Hollywood's been fearing for decades.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And
Hollywood's in a catch-22.
The memes are flowing from this.
The memes must flow.
This situation is a meme mine.
Yeah, and
go
I
on.
mean, just to think, this was all started from a tweet by Kanye retweeting Scott Adams.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Scott Adams must be well pleased by now.
As what was it? As Ben Shapiro's been kind of putting it. I don't know if it's Ben Shapiro or Clavin. The culture war is starting to be won by conservatives.
I think it's both of them, to be honest. They've both been kind of saying that.
Now, related to this topic, we have not just rappers, but we have black people coming out of the woodwork. For example, I mean, take this as you will. On Tucker Carlson, Fox Sports 1's Jason Whitlock weighed in on West's tweets. And Whitlock said he believes that West is trying to inspire African Americans to have an open mind about politics.
So what you're telling me is that all bets are off for 2020 for the black vote.
That's Order 66.
And
I'd say most of the black vote.
quote, I think he's probably trying to inspire African Americans to have a more open mind about politics and to be less demonizing of people we disagree with and understand that we're all flawed. Our president is flawed, but that doesn't mean it's an effective strategy to write that person off or write that side of politics off. I just think Kanye is being true to himself.
Damn.
Hey, and Whitlock actually, this is relevant to a previous statement made by a commenter here, Whitlock went on to say there's not been a competition for the black vote for 50 to 60 years, which is hurting the black community.
Oh, yeah. I mean, have you seen...
This is a black man. This is a black man on Fox News saying this.
All I'm gonna say is that if Kanye's pissing off Sean King, and if you're pissing off the whitest black guy you know, you're doing something right.
You mean the whitest white dude you know?
Shh! Don't let the mainstream media know that.
Oh, come on!
Everybody knows about Talcum X.
Except for him, apparently. I don't fucking know.
And maybe his wife. But
I know.
I don't know if his wife's kids are his kids, to be completely honest.
Ooh.
They
seem a little bit too dark-skinned to be his.
Sick burn, brah. Sick burn. Oh, further tweets from Kanye, they're pissing everybody off. Obama was in office for 8 years and nothing in Chicago changed.
Agreed.
Oh, God. Blip, that's a Citadel. That is a Citadel magazine explosion. That ship's going down.
Detonation. Continue.
It gets better, all right? He also had a one-word tweet. One word. Decentralize.
And the one that...
Well, the Fort Hood just exploded, Blip. The Fort Hood just exploded.
Go.
And the one that set off the meme factory. You don't have to agree with Trump, but the mob can't make me not love him. We are both dragon energy. He is my brother. I love everyone. I don't agree with everything anyone does. That's what makes us individuals, and we have the right to independent thought.
First we
America
had Tiger
has a new
Blood.
official energy drink, and it's
no
longer Pepsi.
It gets better. Two more things to consider. One, he is going to be having a meeting with Peter Thiel, the right-wing co-founder of PayPal. And to make even better, Kanye wants to run for 2024. Do y'all know what year 2024 is?
The year Trump can no longer run if he gets re-election?
That too, but the year of the dragon.
Oh, God!
Oh, damn.
The space empire is going to be glorious.
Winning!
Oh, and for those who are curious, the tweet I actually liked and retweeted from Kim Kardashian is talking about Kanye. He's a free thinker. Is that not allowed in America? Because some of his ideas differ from yours. You have to throw in the mental health card. That's just not fair. He's actually out of the sunken place when he's being himself, which is very expressive.
That's a Kim Kardashian tweet?
Yeah, that's Kim Kardashian.
There are multiple syllable words in that.
Spot, I has error 404.
Arrow 404. Arrow 403 is forbidden. This information cannot be accessed.
Like I said, I had to like that and retweet that immediately. Kim Kardashian, Bim extraordinaire, is advocating for independent thought. It's game over.
And of course, Cenk got upset at that one. Of course, you know. Can you really blame Cenk? Kim is the one Armenian that he hasn't gotten to fuck or kill, so.
Oh! Oh!
Damn.
Oh, Ison.
Shots are fired.
Mic drop.
How many torps did you put into that fat brown buffalo?
At least 7.
Is he still floating?
Of course! Of course he's still floating!
Well, of course he's floating. He's 99% fat.
That was all drained.
Yep.
Okay, I have nothing more to say on Dragon Energy until 2024.
Speaking of celebrities and quote-unquote media having an utter just what the fuckery day. So Joy Reid's homophobic tweets have apparently been caused by time-traveling hackers. And no, I'm not making that up. That's actually her claim.
except for one slight detail. As has been correctly pointed out by, I believe it was Paul Joseph Watson, the same spelling mistake that was in a tweet found now happened to be found in a tweet by her from, was it 2013? What are the odds of that?
So what you're telling me is 4chan truly is eternal. 4chan, they are the embodiment of the prophets from
They're
DS9.
the only ones who can act
No,
it
yeah.
eternally.
Well, actually, no. To be more accurate, they're probably because
Don't tell me they're the Q.
no, I'm actually leaning more towards technically the Lady of the Lake because she exists in all times at once.
So the
So she
prophets.
no, they don't perceive linear time, but I still think they're bound to it.
Kind of, sort of, if they're interacting with a linear being.
But 4chan, bug it. Apparently 4chan or possibly Donald Trump himself are indeed wizards.
No, I know who it is. It's Bannon. It's Bannon.
Guys, I know we just put this one to bed, but I feel the need to share this particular title with you. Kanye West, alt-right darling.
Oh yeah. Kanye West.
Post.
Yeah, they're now claiming that
Exactly.
Kanye West is alt-right. That label has.
Look at this spicy meme. Even Mike's.
Kanye West is alt-right. You know, the same alt-right that hates black people.
And rap music, seeing it as degenerate.
Anyway.
Oh god,
So, yeah.
we need to have a Kanye West rap that features Jordan Peterson and Ben Shapiro. Do it.
Anyway,
Ben Shapiro probably can pull off
Produced
speed
by
rapping.
Akira the Dawn.
Well, I know Ben Shapiro can play the violin, so he's got an instrument down at least. And
but
he's also speaks fast enough to speed
we
rap.
already moved on.
Okay.
So yeah. Well, I guess we don't have much to milk out of Joy Reid. Oh god, that was a bad mental image.
Oh god, damn it,
Oh
Spark.
dear. Oh,
I'm sorry.
ah.
I'm sorry.
Get in the
That,
corner.
that was unintentional.
Get in the
I
corner.
realized
I didn't
what
know
it was when I said it.
I didn't know Joy Reid was a trap. What?
Oh.
That
So
would
you-
make too look. That would make too much sense. So that's why it's not true. Because nothing with Joy Reid is ever easy, except Joy Reid.
Even her tits have been hacked.
All right, so moving on. So we got general Hollywood BS going on between The Simpsons and apparently a bunch of movies that people are complaining about because there's either too much or not enough representation. And yes, there is articles about Asians finally getting their quote-unquote Black Panther.
Which is...
Hold on, I actually have the tweet somewhere.
No, which movie is it?
Give me a moment. I have the goddamn tweet. I have the...
Because there's an entire genre...
I mean, don't they have it? Don't they have anime already?
Well, no, I'm talking about there's an entire genre. The Kung Fu movie.
No, it's their quote-unquote Black Panther, where it's released in the West. It's
It's not Isle of Dogs, because that's just too fucking weird to be anything.
okay. It has an all-Asian cast, an Asian director, original source material written by an Asian author.
Boy, what do you got about my...
What movie
Wait.
is it?
What's his name?
Wait. Is this a North Korean cartoon?
No. Apparently it's being directed by John Chu for Crazy Rich movie?
Never heard of it.
Crazy Rich, I guess?
Okay, what? Don't care.
Hold on, let me find this. I want to see what the hell this is.
Are you sure?
It's a romantic comedy. Oh God! Abort! Abort!
It's called Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh dear. That sounds rather problematic.
Nothing, and it has only Asians in it.
It says in Singapore.
So is
But
it not an
apparently-
American-made movie? So why do we care?
We don't, but apparently people are claiming, this is our Black Panther.
No, it's a fucking romantic comedy that's trying to get them big Chinese dollar bills, y'all.
Based off of some book.
Yeah, based off a book.
Because I'm going to tell you, I've noticed a trend recently in movies. They always seem to have an important Asian character floating around them, and it's because of the Chinese markets.
Not diversity.
No. Chinese markets, like seeing a Chinese person, an Asian person in the movie at the very least.
Okay. I do want to point out something that's been overlooked, and that's, I think it's all safe to say that we've all grown up with The Simpsons. It's a cultural institution of the West, of the world, of what have you. It's
the longest
something
running syndicated show in history, short of Doctor Who.
that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean, Seymour. I mean it's something that we all cherish very dearly.
To a point.
And I cannot fathom why. I believe it was Hank Azaria who came out with this apology.
He's willing to step aside from the role that everyone's currently criticizing, that of Apu of the Quickie Mart.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Hank Azaria in Spinal Tap? Pretty sure he was.
Yeah, also, everyone forgets that... Remember that episode where Apu was like a power ballad singer? Where he was the fucking hero?
No, it was Harry Shearer.
Oh, okay.
I can't understand why somebody like that would feel the need to apologize. Why? What for?
Because
is this
even the Simpsons itself, as dogged down by modern politics as it is, even it told the people to basically fuck off on air.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, remember, this is the same institution that when Yale started whining and moaning about shit, had what the fuck's the name of the rich character again? I barely watched
Mr.
him since the beginning. Mr. Burns. He's a Yale grad, so they had Mr. Burns go to Yale and basically just shit on all this gender politics SJW nonsense.
Oh, I remember that episode. That was actually a good episode.
It was.
And
When you
people
have
forget-
new writers since
and
they
people
cut
always
out,
forget part of the comedy of The Simpsons is everyone is a stereotype.
So what is the point of this?
You know, you have Homer,
Why
the
this
drunk.
troubling?
The gender stereotype of Homer being a dumb man would be a problem for feminists, given the fact that they're against gender norms. But it's one that they agree with, so it's fine.
And Marge is keeping the whole damn thing together.
The dutiful wife, as it's called. Mr. Burns is the greedy capitalist. Smithers is his what would
Homosexual suck up.
Yep. And Apu is the Indian shop owner, which was a common thing.
A successful capitalist.
Yeah.
Very successful. I mean, he's got a job, he's got a car, he's got a wife. He's doing well for himself.
A wife and many kids.
So it's like he's succeeding. He's living his dream.
Yeah. And the thing is, there was actually an episode where Apu was replaced by I think it was his nephew for a time, and his nephew was basically, in the end, was the fucking villain. He was not true to his family. He was not true to where he came from. He destroyed the Quickie Mart effectively, and afterwards, actually, it was destroyed before that. But he replaced the Quickie Mart with, what was it? It was like a health food co-op.
Ew. Just ew.
Yeah.
But going further into Hollywood, there's been some made battles, see?
So Mr. Puddin' Pops is gonna be put in the basket with the rest of the Puddin' Pops. Bill Cosby has been found guilty, ladies and gentlemen.
You see?
Did they have any physical evidence, or they go purely on testimony?
Listen and believe, Sewell.
These are serious allegations. There should be physical evidence tied to them.
Actually, I haven't.
If it is just the word of the victims, that unfortunately isn't good enough to convict. I mean, it's enough to get an investigation launched, but you need secondary corroboration. You need evidence. That it's how the legal system works.
I'm assuming that was the case. I'll put in a link here.
Yeah. Look, it all depends on which ones he was convicted on.
Is guilty of drugging, sexually assaulting woman. How long was he? I think he was sentenced to something. He could get up to 10 years in prison on each of the 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault. Actually, demonstrated sufficient evidence for that.
Okay, this is a more recent one. This is in 2004. Okay, this is the retrial.
So testimony.
Well, while we're figuring this out, as an aside, fun fact, yesterday was Todd Howard's birthday, so, hey Siri, set a reminder for April 25th, 2019 to vandalize Todd Howard's Wikipedia page. Anyways, hey, what's going on now?
I'm sorry, I can't do that, Ison.
You can totally do that. The god Howard needs to be shut down, because what is a god to a non-believer?
Well, just to go off on this topic a bit, I mean, this is like the first one, and then we still haven't heard about Weinstein yet.
And you never will.
Because
The best to never hear about Weinstein, because if you heard him coming up behind you, you'd be scared.
Well,
you'd notice the mess on the farm pot first.
Well, okay. Weinstein
Weinstein
probably built about half of the major actors that exist in Hollywood.
Okay,
He could just easily tear them down.
And everything he did was voluntary engagements with other individuals in exchange for advancing their career.
Apparently,
Incorrect, Ison. It was self-defense.
Libertarianism intensifies.
Okay, apparently this case in question was the only criminal one that the allegations actually brought up, and it was and the woman in question is a former Temple University women's basketball administrator.
And look, Bigfoot, am I to presume, by the way, real quick, that you have a problem with people owning their own bodies?
No, I just think it's immoral.
Oh, no, it's immoral, but it should be legal. Because if you can't control your own body, and the government gets control it, well, next thing you know,
I'm just
you're gonna be
making fun
gasping
of how
for
much of
air
a
in a
slave
British
you can be
hospital.
with your libertarianism sometimes.
Look, I get that, and it's immoral. I agree. I'm just saying, I'd rather have that than, like I said, gasping for air in a British hospital.
Anything anyone else wants to add on Cosby?
Actually, okay, according to the article, after failing to win a conviction last year, prosecutors had more courtroom weapons at their disposal, so they had more testimony.
They basically threw the book at him because he's well known and at the end of his career.
Basically, they argued that weight of evidence was enough. Weight of testimony was enough. Because they had so many.
I think the question still stands: what were they using this time they didn't have last time?
I think they were using Me Too, because the defense said, "Yeah, this is going to be a witch hunt or a lynching."
In other courtroom news, did we talk about the DNC lawsuit last time?
No.
There's been so much stuff in the past couple weeks, it's hard to keep track of it all.
DNC sues the planet.
You're tired of winning.
Okay, DNC, you are, in a sense, suing the man who is a master of suing people. That's like trying to beat the devil at a fiddling contest.
Perfect way of putting it.
And I'm not gonna lie, you guys have that cheap $20 fiddle you bought at a pawn shop. He's got a what are those famous famous violins?
Stradivarius.
He's got an original Stradivarius.
There you go.
It's so fun.
Yeah, shit show. Without a doubt, it's gonna be a shit show for those poor fuckers.
Oh yeah. Even though Hill it has an article like with no evidence, can a weak DNC lawsuit against Russia and Trump survive scrutiny?
Well, as an aside, by the way, fun fact: there's looks like to be a second investigation might open up on Trump, which wouldn't be good because that means the Mueller investigation found something not related to Russia but is related criminally that he could get in trouble for. Which, fun fact, just to let you know, is how they ended up trying to get a hold of a lot of other people's problems. Is that they found other illegal shit tertiary. That's been the danger this whole time, in my opinion, with the Russia investigation.
Yeah, but the problem with the Russia investigation is if it's something that's extremely minor, like some mild tax evasion 20 years ago, the American people are going to take one look at this and go, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Which is precisely what's been going on for the last
it'll be
2
something
years.
that won't be popular with about half the country. Doesn't matter. It's still going to fucking happen. It happened back with Nixon, if I recall correctly. Actually, a huge aspect of the Nixon impeachment was that they found tertiary stuff that connected him to it.
Yeah, but that was to a crime that was relevant to the time.
No. I'm saying there were other issues. There were other ones, crimes that were brought up, and those were the ones he was getting in trouble for. More rather, those were also ones he was getting in trouble for that put the nail in the coffin. They might not be non-germane to the investigation, and they are, but that's why they open up concurrent investigations.
Ison.
Yeah, but
In today's day and age.
I understand it's bullshit.
Yeah.
I agree.
Not
That's why I
only
was never a
that,
fan of the
but-
investigation.
I-
I'm telling you how it
Ison,
is.
Okay,
stop
enough.
spurging Ison. Let me speak.
Really, coming from the guy who's not understanding the law from the guy who's studying law.
Ison, the problem is it doesn't matter what the law says. It's partially about perception. If they fuck up this perception, they are in a much bigger world of hurt. And not only that, but there's also the very serious questions about the investigation into Trump's lawyer. Did they do their due diligence, or did they actually skirt some corners? Because if you skirt a corner to breach attorney-client privilege, even one technicality is enough to declare fruit of the poisonous tree, and Trump just got himself a get-out-of-jail-free card for almost everything.
Yeah, but the problem is that it got approved by a judge, and that is very hard to
Oh,
break.
and judges have never, ever done political shit.
No, again, see, you misunderstand, right? I agree with you. I don't want to see this happen. You're letting your bias show by speaking out here in your regard. The truth is that regardless of what we think and our opinions of what we think is right or wrong here, what's happening is happening. And what happened is that you had a judge who just approved an investigation from a tertiary investigation from the FBI in regards to figuring out, looking at the stuff between Trump's former lawyer and Trump. And what could happen is that they open up that secondary investigation. There's a high probability that they found something else illegal. In which case,
And why isn't Mueller doing it himself? Mueller had a blank
because he's not allowed
everything.
to. As you just said, if you'd listen to me,
No,
as you just said, what
the
happened is
mandate
that
to Mueller is he investigates
no,
everything,
because the
prosecutes everything.
No, but he cannot prosecute everything. If it's non-germane to the actual Russian investigation, he has no right to get involved in it. That's what's happened
specifically
historically.
said in the document, Russia investigation or anything else that comes up. He has a blank
Where did it
check.
say that? Where did it say that?
In his mandate, he was given a
He
blank
hasn't
check.
been given a blank check. In his mandate, he was supposed to get in charge. He was supposed to only go behind the Russia stuff. If he finds something else illegal, he defers it to a different investigation.
Which he hasn't for anything but this.
But he might, because here's the thing you misunderstand. Mueller never looked at Trump's lawyers, at the correspondence between Trump's lawyer. That's a different investigation. Rather, that's a different part of the FBI looking at it, in which they can open their own investigation. Again, this is all bullshit. This is all deep state bullshit.
I have a question for you. Okay, so you brought up Nixon, which was a very good example, but that was in a time where digging up information literally had to be done with books and written material. In today's day and age, with the advent of the internet, where information is very easily obtainable, at least in terms of speed, do you not think that in the 2 years that they've been concocting all this bullshit, that they would have found something by now?
No, I agree. Well, rather, as far as Russia, yeah, I totally agree.
I mean, even tertiary.
Well, no, because here's the difference. Even if they find something, if they find it illegally, they have to get it approved. Do it the approved way. Put it this way: if you know that inside a safe in someone's house is the gun they used to murder someone, but you need the gun to prove them wrong. You know the gun's there. You know the gun is there. Mm-hmm. What you're going to do is you're going to go to the court. You're going to get a warrant, and you're going to go inside the house, bust open the safe when you have the rights to, and then you're going to find the gun and get them for the murder. That doesn't mean, though, that you don't know these things. There's a good possibility, at least, despite even though there's a lot of information, and we can't guarantee they know, like, they get a lot of information. We can't guarantee they've seen all of it. A huge aspect of the Trump stuff is that they have to get it legally if they want to get it, as Sewell has mentioned, through the poison street.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're fucked.
And there are a lot of questions about the handling.
The deep state is working against Trump.
Yeah, and there's also a big question about the handling of the documents from Trump's lawyer. When you're handling attorney-client privilege, they have actually thrown out the book of precedent when handling these documents. When you
I know.
Yeah, because they did not, I think it's called granting a master of something. It's a master of something. Basically, it is a completely unrelated lawyer who has signed like 35. It's like a ridiculous amount of paperwork saying if I ever fuck this up, it would be easier to kill myself than the amount of pain the U.S. government would put me through. It's basically if I fucked this up. Yeah, we are actually over an hour. But just to kind of basically what this judge has done in this case so far is completely breaking with all existing U.S. law. This shit could in a second be thrown out of a courtroom, in a second, with any pushback from even a beginner defense attorney.
Okay, I'm going to go with a segue here. As we all know, Trump has been proven to be a complete homophobe, and here is the evidence.
Yeah, that's definitely a confirmation there, buddy.
Confirmation.
Well, okay, quick question. Has Pence gotten to him yet? Because he won't be openly gay for long once Pence gets to him.
Well, remember, Trump is also openly racist. I mean, that's why he promoted the first woman to be a black woman to be a brigadier general.
Racist homophobe.
But seriously, you guys, you're not understanding the main issue here. He's sending them to Germany, where it's going to go crazy Muslim soon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was funny. That was good.
Wait. Is Trump trying to set up a situation where the ambassador gets captured and it gives Trump an excuse to invade Germany?
I just hope that the embassy there is on the ground floor.
Oh.
All right, so Kecker cringe time, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I know Eisen has one. I'm going to start off though. If we can. Oh god damn it! Why do you X out when I? Okay. So, a transgender inmate in North Carolina prison is suing for the right to practice witchcraft.
I'm going to go with no, because if I remember right, a lot of witchcraft stuff actually does involve sharp objects.
You transphobe.
No, I'm just going with what I know about witchcraft that involves sharp objects, blood, animal sacrifices.
You just do not appreciate other cultures, do you?
Well, it's actually arguable whether the pagan philosophy survived properly to this day, because the Christians kind of fucked with it for about 500 years before it reemerged, at least.
I knew it. Your white mansplaining is there for all to see.
And we all know who's to blame for Christians, right?
Mm-hmm. It was Muhammad.
On a more somber note, I mean, we kind of knew it wasn't illegal, although it's distasteful. But judge rules that a New York City bar can kick out Trump supporters with MAGA hats. Because political discrimination is not protected under the law.
I have one thing to say to that. Bake the fucking cake.
Holy shit! They just gave a massive out to bakers. The baker can now ask, "Do you vote Democrat?" When they're dealing with a gay person, say, "I do not serve Democrats."
No. It's one way only. Deal.
But then the problem is they have to they cannot set the law that way because the law has to equally apply to all citizens.
No, it's
but notice.
reverse serving.
There aren't any Islamic bakeries currently going to court over this. It's only Christian.
Yep.
There's a reason.
Oh yeah, because there would if this was let's say this was a law across the state and it's like if you don't do it, your bakery gets shut down. There wouldn't be a single Muslim bakery in the U.S. more than likely. It wouldn't exist.
Not a fucking doubt.
Yeah.
But all right, I got one more major one that's relevant to me and my interests, and maybe to a couple of you as well, because this involves gaming and anime at the same time.
Oh boy, nerd culture.
Crunchyroll.
No. Harmony Gold. Who's familiar with that name?
I've heard of them. They're one of the anime distributors out there.
They hold the license to the various anime series that they hodgepodge together to create Robotech.
Yeah.
And they also have been in constant litigation with the owners of the BattleTech license for mech designs. However, in 2021, Harmony Gold is losing the rights to everything.
More mecha for me. Tasty.
So, on August 23rd, Percy Anderson of the California Central District Court issued a ruling in court case Harmony Gold USA Inc. versus Tatsunoko Production Company Limited. Among the numerous items, which we'll outline below, the following was listed under Tatsunoko's judgment. Claiming Harmony Gold has no permanent, exclusive, and irrevocable copyright and trademark rights in the programs Macross, as same, shall belong to respondent Tatsunoko Production on expiration of the term in 2021.
Nice.
So that means 2/3 of Robotech are gone.
Is there any way that Hasbro could get their hands on the Macross license again?
I don't know, but upon expiration of the term,
Jetfire, dude.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Tatsunoko shall have the right and option to disaffirm, cancel any existing licenses, assignments, and or other agreements extending beyond the term as may have been entered into by Harmony Gold, with others granting any rights in and to the programs. So, on March 14th, 2021, Harmony Gold will lose the rights to Macross, which comprises 2/3 of the Robotech storyline.
Yep.
Such boner right now, which means Harmony Gold can no longer sue people for using mech designs based on stuff from Macross. Which means, gentlemen, Jetfire, the unseen mechs from Mech Warrior and /BattleTech are going to return.
Though this is a nice high point to, end this out on. There is a bit of a low point. Gentlemen, prepare to press F to pay respect. We've lost a great soul in the past couple of weeks. But fortunately he has regrouped in hell with his brothers from the Marines. Gunny, Arlie Ermy, unfortunately passed away in his 70s. Semper Fi, Gunny. We'll see you in hell.
The sad thing is I never even saw that movie, but I know of him.
He's done more than just that movie.
But he's basically been the same character in every movie.
He's a cultural institution.
Yeah, and the thing, he actually was never a gunny in the Marines until that movie. He got the honorary rank after that movie to be called gunny.
Damn it. All right, guys. I guess we need to wrap it up. So,
Kens, I just like to real quick. I know it's unprofessional, but rest in peace, Gunny.
press
You
F
were
to
always
sword.
trying enough. That is all.
All right, gentlemen. So, final thoughts. Ison.
I suppose my final thoughts are, hey everyone, go download El Doritos to play some Halo Online on PC. Shameless promotion of an awesome product that is free.
Bigfoot.
My finals are coming. I'm gonna be so dead.
I believe in you.
Flippity blop.
Question to Stephen Colbert. Do you like fish sticks in your mouth?
See you all.
Good night and good luck, everyone. It's going to be one hell of a wild ride for the next few months, at least. We may never be the same after this.
Gimpy, anything to type up? And while you're doing that, okay. And Beggar Hero.
I think my only thing is I still be skeptical about Kanye, but that's just me being the contrarian here.
Well, being skeptical's fine. I mean, he might be cashing in on this for popularity. I mean, we can't say, but the fact is...
The damage he's doing to the cultural left is immense.
It's just...
Yeah. It sort of brings Candace Owens back to life a bit, which I'm
Yeah.
Oh, here, by the way, Blip, you want a glass of juice?
Only if it's Cassie.
But anyway. So, yeah, all I got is... I got nothing. I'm just too weirded out by this timeline now. So...
We are still protected by Alex Jones, so we're good. With a Barrett 50, of course.
So, peace out, denizens of the internet. Till next time.